1 year ago, I started a journey to reclaim my sound. I was tired of the eternal chase for the perfect mastering chain, the evil aliasing, and the same old digital algorithms. So I decided to build my first customized piece of hardware having zero knowledge on electronics. Let's dive into how it was made. This box is a self-modified version of the original Mojo Maestro from Ethan Weiner, who described it as state-of-the-art circuitry so efficient it's self-powered by the input signal. It's a passive saturation box with selectable smooth glue or aggressive Mojo saturation and a switch to select between odd and even harmonics. Overall, this wasn't easy. Some components were difficult to find, some others took weeks to arrive. I wasted countless hours online and rode for days to downtown hunting for diodes. I spent days chasing for grounding hums, burnt resistors, and poorly soldered connections. A bunch of materials got wasted. Test after test, I went so many nights to bed feeling really frustrated and incapable. I almost quit. I just couldn't make it sound right. The original circuit is so simple, but with my almost zero knowledge, I had to take a couple of online courses on electronics, and I asked for guidance. I learned that what is described as analog warmth comes from the physical limitations and imperfections of electronic components such as vacuum tubes, transformers, transistors, and passive components like capacitors and resistors. Then I found a person who sells vintage audio parts and got a couple of Potter capacitors and more guidance. I stumbled upon these Potter caps. These aren't your average off-the-shelf parts. They were built for 1950s military gear. When I put them in the circuit, the high-end stopped being digital and started feeling like silk. A hidden gem for boutique audio builders. Here's why they matter. Most vintage Potter caps you'll find are either polyester film or paper in oil. Paper in oil capacitors are legendary in the mastering world because they handle transients more smoothly than modern ceramic or electrolytic types, adding a subtle compression-like warmth to the high frequencies. While this box might not run at those voltages, these over-spec'd caps have incredibly low leakage and high thermal stability, ensuring my mastering chain stays consistent even after hours of use. When used in a saturation circuit, these caps don't just pass the signal. They slightly smear the phase in a way that our ears perceive as analog depth, and add a tiny bit of grit or weight to the low mids, helping me achieve that expensive hardware sound. I made a mod with dual rotative switch to have two different modern caps, the Potters, and a bypass option. I also got a pair of triad transformers, as Ethan recommended in his wonderful article, and I quote, "This transformer claims a response that's flat within 1 dB from 20 to 20 kHz, and it could handle up to 20 milliwatts, which is adequate for line-level devices even at the higher levels professional audio devices often have to handle. Transformer sound comes from three physical phenomena: harmonic saturation, phase nonlinearity, and hysteresis. Write in the comments if you'd like me to make a video talking about transformers for this YouTube channel." After a few revisions, I replaced the standard resistors for metallic ones for cleanliness, and at the input I replaced the suggested 1K resistors for 10K ones in order to improve the input impedance and avoid unnecessary suffering by delivering the very low end. And then it worked. Finally, after so many patches, revisions, and crazy ideas that worked and didn't work, like the capacitors selector, some other ideas that didn't work. In a well-saturated market, pun intended, it's very hard to find your own sound. Whether as hardware or plugins, we all use the same top-notch gear. Since I integrated this box in my mixing and mastering chain, I feel more satisfied with my work because my clients get a more authentic sound in their productions. You can't quite name it, but there's definitely something you can feel. Hey, this is Hikyo Neira from High Shelf Mastering Studio. I hope you learned something useful today. See you in the next video.